You won't believe what happens next. Jim just got home, got a call begging for an update to plot twist. Jim was thrilled but held back, for without the magic pills, writing the next part was like chasing a headless chicken. He decided to visit his ex-wife's brother for pills, but the room was a mess inside. The room was messy, like after a party. His brother-in-law lay still. Jim dialed 911, not good. Then he spotted the pill bottles on the table and thought, wow, they came for the drugs and couldn't even be bothered to clean up the mess. Jim figured the magic pills might still be around, so he started his treasure hunt, but came up empty-handed. What a letdown. With the chicken going cold, his mood plummeted. He thought, am I about to join my chicken in the land of the cold? Suddenly, he remembered the microwave. Inside were a phone book, $800, and a stash of magic pills. What's a jackpot? But joy was short-lived. The cops arrived, and he quickly hid the goods. Luckily, he had no evidence tying him to a murder mystery. Cops didn't get anything useful from him, and of course, Andy was clam-shut about the pills too. But then, out of the blue, Andy's ex called after almost a decade wanting to chat about her brother, but she wasn't too keen on the whole meeting thing. Forced to give up, Andy was released. But on the way, he felt ailed. Though he felt in danger, he thought it was all worth it. As soon as he got home, he popped an NCT pill and felt like a new. He used his brother-in-law's cash to get a snazzy haircut, hit the gym, changed his look, and in just 4 days, he finished a novel. To maintain his efficiency, he took NCT daily, thriving in casinos and attracting ladies in nightclubs. NCT pills empowered Andy's mind, making him sharp and broadening his social circle. He rapidly absorbed information around him, and once his brain organized it, he delivered his ideas like a business-savvy whiz. This made his social life explode, and he met some pretty important new friends, some with deep pockets too. Some of the new rich pals took him on journeys to places he had dreamed about, like an ultimate travel guru. On a cliff, he gathered courage and leaped into the blue ocean, thinking, let's spice it up. As he bobbed up to the surface, gazing at the sunset, he suddenly resolved to stop wasting time. I don't want to just be a writer, I'm going for the political stage, he vowed to himself. Getting into American politics requires a fortune, and Andy's wallet just couldn't support his grand ambitions. So, to gather the funds, he decided to dive into the stock market and popped another NCT pill. His daily earnings quickly hit $2,000, but it still felt too slow to him, like watching a snail race. Without a stable job, he couldn't get a bank loan, so he had to find a workaround. He took a risk and approached a notorious gangster for a loan. It felt like charging into a war zone to borrow some bucks. The mob boss was hesitant to lend to unreliable Andy, but changed his mind after hearing about his quick earnings. So, they met in a park to deal, and Andy felt like in a horror movie, thinking, what setup is this? Andy knew there was a massive risk behind this money. Failure to repay could lead to a premature exit from life, yet who doesn't want to live it up? After securing the funds, Andy started shining in the stock market, boosting his pill intake like he was level up in the game. Before long, he had accumulated $2 million in his account, and Wall Street had its eyes glued to him, eager to see just how talented this wonder kid was. Thanks to a friend's introduction, Andy got to know finance mogul Carl. Carl was meticulous and results-driven, fascinated by Andy's stock-picking skills. Carl invited Andy to join his team for a crucial merger, requiring a proposal by 10 a.m. next day. Once out of the car, Andy wanted to chill as a new life was about to start, but he lost his way. Suddenly, he felt the surroundings change. Just at home, he was now 20 blocks away. At night, Andy was like a leaf blown by the wind, wandering aimlessly through the city, ending up in a bus scene. To top it off, he got lost in a surprise party and ended up at a hotel with a blonde talk about plot twists. Somehow, he ended up in an underground tunnel and bumped into a punk. The story was turning into a runaway comedy. Faced with sudden threat, Andy instinctively mimicked Bruce Lee from TV and defeated them. When he regained some sanity and recalled the last few hours, he realized he hadn't taken his pills the night before. His brain was overactive, and next day he woke up shocked he hadn't started Carl's project, tension rising. Just as he reached for his pills, he stopped, feeling resistant. Diving into business files felt like being besieged. After taking pills, his reaction slowed, comprehension tanked, sending him into crisis. When he met Carl at the designated spot, Carl quickly noticed Andy's odd behavior. He was clearly on edge. During their chat, Carl mentioned the soon-to-be merged company's boss, a once-unknown character who had suddenly exploded. His story involved how he had become an industry titan in just 2 years, but right now, Andy's gaze was snagged by the news on the TV. There she was, the blonde from last night reported dead, sending Andy into a whirlwind of chaos. Doubts crept into his mind. Did he have anything to do with this? Panic set in as he questioned his own memory